I want to retire this hat. It's my favorite. Just waiting on people to come on in. Hey, Yada, sweetie pie, sugar plum, honey bun. How are you today? Just waiting. Who thumbs me up already? I love it. There's 9 people in here. All 9 of y'all need a thumbs up before I even start. Hey, Love Locks. How are you doing today? You guys got to give me a thumbs up so my videos can go viral. Hey, Heavenly. How are you today? What do y'all got planned for the weekend? What are y'all getting into this weekend? 15 people in the chat. Hey, La Sonia. How are you? How are you? People like dive right in, why don't you, Fard? You said people like soft porn or freaky porn. Are you speaking about yourself? You going to cook out, Love Locks? Save me a hot dog. Save me one of them hot dogs. Hey, Cooper. How are you? How are you? Yada, you said I like BDSM. What does that stand for? You know I'm a little lame. You gotta tell me what that stands for. Tell me what that means. Women that support homosexuality are suspect. What? Women that support homosexuality are suspect? What? They're suspected of what? What are they suspected of? Yada, you said, I don't know, but you like whips and chains. You like to be whipped and chained up? You like that, you that sadomasochistic, you like that rough sex? Damn, Yada. You a freak. You a freakazoid? You a freak, Yada? Uh-oh. Janetta said, I caught my man watching porn 3 days ago. Oh, man. Was this the first time? First time you caught him watching porn? Or under what paint the picture for us. Under what circumstances did this happen, Jeanette? And what type of porn was he watching? That's what inquiring minds want to know. What kind of porn was he watching? Because this is important. This is why I'm doing this video in the first place. Because my feelings, and I've talked about this before, but something happened to a friend of mine, so it sparked me to have a discussion briefly on it today. I can't be on here long because I got things to do, but I wanted to jump on here and talk about this. So Janetta, please share what the circumstances around you finding your man watching porn, and what kind of porn was it? See, my issue with men who watch porn is simply that you're being stimulated by what you're watching on screen, right? And because it's not girl on girl action, because it's involving a woman and a man, you are being sexually stimulated by watching this man and his hard, veiny penis pile drive, plunge, knife, stab, whatever you want to call it, into a woman, and it's turning you on, and you are waiting. If I'm watching it with you, we're both waiting on him to climax. You want to see him climax just like I do. That's a problem. That is a problem. And this is why I say that all porn really is gay porn. All porn you can classify as gay, and any man who watches it, you really want to lean on He has appetites that are suspect too. I really feel that any man, especially if he's addicted to it, I feel that they have a tendency, or maybe private fantasies for being with a man. Because if you can still be sexually aroused by looking at a man, I mean, I don't care if what he's putting his penis in. There is a naked man there with his ball sack hanging, sweaty nuts, dick, ejaculate that you are also waiting to see. You're waiting for the finale. You're waiting for the punchline, right? And you are, doing whatever you're doing, fingering and stimulating yourself while you're watching this. You want to see men too. Men want to see men too. A lot of men are closet bisexuals, I feel. A lot of men. And my issue with them is that a lot of times these men who have these down low appetites are really demanding. Those are the ones that are really demanding, unreasonable, always got something to say. They just hype for nothing. They don't treat women well. It'd be those closet dudes that they don't treat women well at all. And you got a lot of them out here. A lot of them. Hey, better me. Thanks for coming in. Benjamin, you said, wow, you're so wrong. What am I wrong about? What am I wrong about, Benjamin? You looking at another man's penis doesn't mean that you want to be with a man. You looking at him and waiting for him to ejaculate inside or on a woman or on her face or whatever it is doesn't mean that you don't want to see men naked too. Because you guys don't watch lesbian porn. You don't watch lesbian porn. If it was just about being stimulated by what you see, how come you guys are not watching lesbian porn? You want to see the penetration. You want to see him put his penis inside of her vagina. That's what gets you off. You want to see his dick. Just admit it. Just admit it. Come on, we all family here. We're all family here. It's bullshit, Benjamin. I call bullshit too. I say it's bullshit too. I'm right there with you. But this is real. The Fool of Oz, you said, I have watched lesbian porn and hentai. What is that? Better have never thought about it like that. No, we don't think about things like that. We don't think about things like that. This is why I'm not afraid of any dude. I'm not afraid of any man. I'm not trying to live up to any man's expectations. You're not going to have me jumping through hoops trying to prove myself to you when half of y'all, 90% of y'all want dick. 90% of y'all really secretly wish you had can take it in the behind. Listen, I talk to sex workers. I have relationships with women in the industry. I'm out here in California. This is the porn capital, literally. So there's a lot of women that work in the sex industry in different capacities, and they tell me the stories. And these women that work in these sex industries, whether she's a dominatrix, full-on porn star, just call girl, whatever you want to call it, the clientele for these women are always married men. And a lot of times they confide in these women about the fantasies that they have. And it usually involves men too. It involves men too. There's a lot of diabolical stuff going on. A lot. So Jeanette, you say he says it was straight. He says it's what straight men do, but I don't believe it. I'm with you. It's gay. Of course it is. Of course it is. It's not what straight men do. It's what men who feel sexual frustration, who wish they can play out their fantasies in real life. It's what they use as an outlet. And it's such a detriment to relationships and to real intimacy and bonding between a man and a woman. Once porn comes into play, it sets such unrealistic expectations about what sex is supposed to be and what intimacy and lovemaking is supposed to be, because you can't really live up to the standards that you're viewing. But if what you see, what you're viewing is what gets you off, then what you have in real life will never satisfy you. You can't satisfy a man who's a porn addict. You just can't. You just can't. It's impossible. Jeanette, you say he was molested by a man and seen a man molest his friends? Wow. Wow. That's another issue too. I know a few sisters who are bisexual, right? And actually, one of my childhood friends uh, is bisexual. She's married, and she occasionally has flings with women. And we got to talking the other day, and I'm talking about this was a friend of mine from elementary school. I've known her since I was like 6 years old, and we got to really talking about what got her into having girlfriends and stuff. And she said one of her caregivers, an older relative, distant cousin, or somebody that babysat her, raped her. And it was after that, and it was a woman, and it was after that that she started exploring, sex with women, and she eventually developed an appetite for, and a liking and a taste for girl on girl action. But that's how she was introduced to it. And so many women that I know of that are bisexual have molestation in their history. Now, I'm not saying everyone, of course, I cannot say that everyone, starts off wanting it because of some sort of trauma. But there's a great many people, a whole lot of women who are introduced to bisexuality, lesbianism, and that stuff by being taken advantage of, you know. So these are things that we don't talk about. It's for the most part, a lot of people try to bury the trauma. They don't want to deal with it, so we compartmentalize our feelings and we try to act normal. And for a lot of us, we think that watching porn is normal. We think it's just, what is it? A teaching aid. You men like to say, it's a learning aid. I get to learn different techniques. I don't really watch it to be sexually stimulated. I watch it to learn. So it's educational. Nice excuse. Nice excuse, right? But it's not natural. It's not natural. Sex drive in itself is not natural. You know, it really isn't. We are forced and driven. We are forced into sex drive by the stimulation around us, by media, TV, adverts, and just the whole culture supports this thing called sex drive. So that we think if we're not having sex on a weekly basis, then we're withering away. I remember seeing online recently, as recent as what was it, 2 weeks ago, somebody reposted this thing that studies show that women who don't have sex, their vaginas go through atrophy or something like that. And I'm like, really? The vagina muscles get weak if you don't have sex frequently, is what the article said. And I'm like, propaganda, just to get people, women feeling. Another thing for you to feel self-conscious about, as if you don't have so many things already to feel fucked up about. Now it's, if you don't have sex, like your muscles are going to fall out of your vagina cavity, is just going to fall on the ground somewhere if you don't have sex. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Your muscles don't get weak because you don't have sex, because it's the same muscles that stop your urine. If you're urinating every day, you're using your muscles. You're using the muscles. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. But, propaganda. Propaganda. So I'm missing what's going on. Jeanette, my husband ended up being on the down low. He was jealous of my lesbian past because he had to keep it to himself. His lover outed him to me. Oh my gosh. MZ, your husband was on the download? Let me scroll back up here. I'm missing your whole conversation. I missed that. So MZ, your husband was on the download? Good Lord. And it's so many. So many men are on the low. So many on the low. So to me, men who have an addiction to porn are suspect. I immediately say, okay, you go in this category over here. Something is definitely wrong with you. And I already know if he's addicted to porn, I won't be able to, there will be no way that I could satisfy him anywhere close that I can sexually satisfy him because his set point, the level that he needs to be visually stimulated is above and beyond what I can naturally do for him. So I already know there's always going to be an issue there. And if you know you are dealing with, or maybe you're starting a relationship and with a guy, you find out that he is into porn, just understand that that may cause some serious issues in your sexual relations with him. It's going to be hard for him to be satisfied with you unless you're a porn star yourself, and unless you can actually do what those girls do on screen. You're going to have a hard way to go. You're going to have a hard way to go. Seriously. Leon, the love machine, I don't have an understanding for the gay life. I think men on men is disgusting, and I think women on women is disgusting, but that's their business. Hey, I am not here to call men on men or women on women disgusting. What I'm saying is that men front and they mistreat women because they really want other men. That's the part that I don't like. You give women a hard time. She has to look a certain way, act a certain way, be a lady, be classy, be this, be that. Her body got to be this and this and this and this. And at the end of the day, and in the back of your mind, you really want a pole in your ass. She's jumping through hoops to try to satisfy you, and you're really not satisfiable because you want dick. That's my issue. That's my issue. It is what it is. Jay said, yeah, I watched it once every couple of months or so. You're going to get a bunch of butt hurt off the title of this video. Isn't specifically targeted at porn addicts, males. Listen, people could be butthurt if they want to. Nothing I say here, nothing on this channel is for feel-good stuff. Don't say that all the time. I'm not trying to make you feel good. Don't I tell you ladies, I want you to be disgusted with sex? I'm really trying to get you to be turned off so you can look at it in the perspective that it needs to be and stop being so willy-nilly with your vaginas. Because more likely than not, the men that you're fucking out here don't even want you. That's the reality. The men that you are opening your legs for and trying to prove yourself to don't even want a woman sometimes, far less you. They don't even want a woman in reality. And you're trying so hard to please them. You have to please yourself first. Okay, ladies, you have to please yourself first. Do not be intimidated by men and their expectations of what women should be, look like, and act like, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to transform yourself into something that he likes, it's on you. But a lot of us go through life really in worry mode, but constant self-conscious worry over measuring up, trying to be the best he ever had, and what have you. And it's just, at the end of the day, you don't really know what's in a man's mind, and most times for us, it's in vain. What we're doing is in vain because we do all the things they want and they still cheat. We are everything we could possibly be, and they still want someone else. No matter how good we are, no matter how virtuous you are, no matter how loyal you are, no matter how much bills you contribute to, you can give a man money and he still dip out on you. You could pay all his bills and he still goes out and fucks somebody else. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. Is this not the truth? Is this not the truth? So this is why I say relax into your womanhood. Relax into it. It's not that big of a deal. You're fussing and fretting over what you look like, over trying to be the best this and that. Stop trying to be the best for him and do what pleases you. Do what pleases you first. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because more times than not, you ain't really what he wants. Magus said, this is defeatist talk. It's not above your natural self ability. This is turning bitter male bashing banter, Salkis. Step your game up and a man won't want to watch porn. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that step your game up bullshit. This is not defeatist anything. This is real talk. This is real talk for real women to understand and have ammunition so they don't feel self-conscious around you twerps that really want to bend over. This is what I'm talking about. Or you want to make me a porn star? Or you want to make a porn with me? Negro, please. Where's my my admins at? I think you might need to get blocked. You got one more chance. You got one more chance, and I'm a sick my goons on you because you're not really adding nothing to this conversation. Oh, Lion, you said she's a man hater. If not, she's approaching it. Nobody hates men. Nobody hates men. Because I'm not seeing optimism, which is not what you hear. You're not even here for the optimism. You're here because of the title of this video, and you're looking for flaws. You want to get hyped. You want something to argue about. This is why you clicked on this live video. If you wanted optimism, you would not have clicked on this video. You want to know if I'm describing you. That's why your fucking ass is here. You want to know if I'm talking about you. You want to know if you've been found out. This is why you're checking in. So don't talk to me about being optimistic. Don't talk to me about it. No, my title isn't clickbait because I'm discussing exactly what the title is. I'm discussing exactly what it is. That men who watch porn are suspects. Men who watch porn don't make good lovers. You guys watch it claiming that you're looking for education and tips and all that stuff, but watching it doesn't make you a good lover. Watching it actually desensitizes you, disconnects you from the person that's actually laying next to you because you're thinking about what's on screen and the fact that she can't do what's on screen. And the fact that you can't do what's on screen either. We could call it that too, all the way around the board. So everybody's feeling bad. But your set point for stimulation is now over the top. And unless you get an actual porn star, you'll never be sexually satisfied. And this is why you continue to watch, jack off, watch, jack off, watch, jack off. And you're watching nut sacks, balls, and veiny dicks. And you're ejaculating while you're watching balls and veiny dicks. So that's what you want. You want to see the penetration. You want to see this. Otherwise, you'd be watching two women. But you want to see dick in pussy. You want to see that. Because that's what makes you come. That's what makes you come. You guys like that. Thank you, Lady Morgan. Thank you so much for your compliment. It's my opinion. That's right, it's my opinion. And my opinion here is the only one that matters. If you're looking for other opinions, data, statistics, and all this stuff, go somewhere else. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to do any of that. If you're in defense of your porn watching habits, If that's what you're defending, defend that. But don't say that I'm a man hater and all this other garbage. Just say that I like to watch balls and dick and pussy. Just say that. Just say, yes, I get stimulated by watching balls, scrotums, and veiny dicks. I'm gonna make you a moderator too, because I need to do it, because people in their feelings today. She can do what's on screen. Why can't she? Why would she want to? Porn for the most part is very violent. A lot of stuff that goes on to women in porn it's violent. It's not loving at all. So why would an average woman want to mimic what's going on in there? Why? Better have, can I make you a moderator while we're doing the live? I'm trying to click on your, I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna have to do it when I get off. I'm gonna have to do it when I get off of here, which can't stay on long today, like I said. But the message, Heavenly, you said ghetto gaggers. I mean, there you go. There you go. There's nothing loving about porn. There shouldn't be anything on there that you feel compelled to have to measure up to as a woman. But these men who want dicks make you feel self-conscious about not being able to do what's on screen when it's not even you that they want. It's not even you. Enigma, you said pornography is scripted, aka not natural. No, it's not. Most of them people that you watch on drugs. They're medicated up. The vaginas are numbed out with Novocaine and all kind of stuff. She can't feel shit from the waist down. But you guys can't differentiate between a woman who's actually interested and a woman who's faking it. You men don't know when a woman is faking it. You don't know, and half of y'all don't care anyway, but you don't know. So it's still, it's a valuable thing to you. But women know. Women know. We do. Lady Morgan, you said, I have only seen one porn where the man was so passionate and loving towards the woman. They really made love and they had so much chemistry. Hey, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything sexual that didn't involve some kind of a rough play that wasn't some level of, violence and taking advantage of, pulling hair and, hurting the person and that sort of thing. There's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. It's real animalistic. And we shouldn't feel like, pressured to do that. We shouldn't feel pressured to do that. You said, Orion said, everything is fake now. No one can spot the real anymore. Yeah. CJ, you said, all women fake it in 2018. They just want that money bag. Might as well just go get a nut anyway. All women are faking it. They just want money. So what's fake about wanting money? Every woman wants money. Your wife will want money. Your girlfriend will want money. You need money to show that you care about a woman. You need that. That's your instrument. That's an extension of your feelings. That's how you express how you feel about a woman, through what you're spending on her. How else do you do that? You tell a woman, I love you, but you don't. How do you show that outside of your penis? How do you show that? And you can screw a woman as a man without having any feelings for her. So that doesn't quantify. That's not a good barometer of a man's feelings is through sex. So it's about the bag. It's about the bag first, And then you can love him after that. It's easy to love men. It's not that hard. When a woman is treated right, she can love you. Lying the Machine says, such as sexual abuse, mental health. Let's not rule out homosexuality as a general reason for what? For, I don't know what you mean. Security for a woman is financial security. Of course it is. De-stress. Security for a woman is financial because feelings are not secure. Don't I say that? Don't I say that in every video? Feelings cannot be guaranteed. Today I like you, tomorrow I don't. So we don't make life decisions on feelings. You don't make a life decision on feelings. CJ, you said I said they fake sexual attraction. And men don't fake sexual attraction? Men don't fake attraction? You saying only women do that, CJ? My admin, please block Myron, please, if you're there. Women today are full of lies to themselves. Everybody's lying to themselves. It's not just women. It's men too. Because now you men think that you can get something for nothing. And you're campaigning and supporting each other, high-fiving each other, slapping each other on the ass in support of you guys getting something for nothing. And that's what the whole MGTOW movement is about. So, CJ, you said most men are ruled by sexual attraction. Yes, of course. All men are ruled by sexual attraction. That's why all a woman really has to do is look beautiful, and you'll be willing to do things for her, produce for her, and whatnot. Because your loins, how your loins are stimulated, dictates how valuable she is to you. That's what it is. Too many make decisions based on feelings. That's why the divorce statistics are what they are, says Eden. Yeah, yeah. Everything is about feelings. I have to love him. I have to be in love, and I have to be in love, and I have to be in love. No, you don't. No, you don't. Love him later. Love him after he shows and proves that he's going to care about you and do the necessary for you. Then you love him after you see what he produces. You don't love him beforehand. You don't love him beforehand. Men are after what's between your knees, and once that's done, it's over with. How many times have you heard this? And you ladies still holding out faith that it's something other than it is. You think if I could just get my waistline a little smaller, he'll love me. Or if I don't ask him for anything, if I don't ask him for money, if I'm not a gold digger, he'll respect me and he'll love me even more. Really? Really? The God says everyone has extreme selfish interests, and that lies in the lack of ability and results in cowardly acts. Everyone is for listen, how can you not be selfish in a relationship? What do you get into a relationship to do? To be pleased. You decide to invite someone in your life because you want to feel satisfied, whether it be sexually, financially, I don't know, you're looking for a best friend or whatever it is. It's a you thing. You don't get into a relationship just to please the other person. You get into a relationship because you want what they're offering to you. You want what they're offering to you. And listen, in most relationships, it's a give and a take. Somebody's giving and somebody's taking. And usually it's the man taking because men take. by nature, men are takers. Men conquer, they go and get things. And women are nurturers. We are, by nature, we givers. We give and we give and we give because we want fairness. This is how we're both, hey, Mary, this is how we're both wired. But it's not beneficial for a woman to be a giver to a man who hasn't laid a foundation to show that he has her best interests in mind. You know, we're giving on a promise instead of on a actual doing. You don't give until he does. You don't give and wait until he does. You give when he does. As women, I'm talking about. As women. Because it's so hard for us to judge character. Because we're judging things, we think about fairness, and we think that everyone else is thinking about fairness like we're thinking about it. And we get mad when we find out that he's not thinking about being fair like we are. And we debate about it. We consult our girlfriends about it. Why did he do this to me? And I did all of this for him and I did all of that for him. And you're really trying to make sense of why he's not thinking fairly like you. How you think is not necessarily how another person will think. And when you approach these relationships, when you get into dialogue and trying to figure out what a person is, you need to take off your lens or disconnect yourself from your right or wrong and just listen to what the other person's coming with. Thanks for the donation when boredom sets in. Thank you. Stop thinking that he's supposed to think like you. Stop thinking that anybody's supposed to think like you. It doesn't work that way. It's a mistake to go into a relationship trying to be what we think our partner wants us to be. Well, there is that. And then there's also the element of you want to please the other person. So there's going to be some degree of compromise or conforming. Because if the other person never gets anything that they won't stay. So you have to kind of do or be what they want you to be to a certain degree in order to keep them interested and keep them there. But the trick or the gag to all of that is it's an act. And you shouldn't feel pressure if you're only putting on an act to get a result. Then you should always think of it as an act, not sort of a duty or, you're pulling your hairs out over it. Leon, you said you mean manipulation. Yes, I do. Yes, manipulation. Eden says, okay, I read that already. So what do you say to those who continually get into dead-end relationships? The ones that continually get into dead-end relationships have a pattern of behavior. They are married to their personality, the way they do things. They feel that this is them. They identify with it. They hold it close, and they look for it over and over and over again. The only way to break the cycle of, getting into bad relationships is you have to change. You have to change. And that means you have to divorce yourself from everything you think you like, everything you think you want, all of your habits and actions. You have to hold them all to the fire and say, you know what? I'm going to ditch that. But most people won't do that. Most people won't do that because it's a habit. It's what you know. It's what you're comfortable with. And who wants to not be comfortable? Being someone else means being unsure of yourself. And we all want to be sure of ourselves. Even if we're not getting the results we want, we're comfortable in what we know. And this is why people habitually, perpetually go into one dead-end relationship after the next. Because they say they want something different, but in here it's like, no, we want what we know. You'll always go for what you know rather than what you want. Let me repeat that. You always go for what you know rather than what you want. Whatever you recognize as what you've had before is what you're going to go for. Hey, 90 leads. Hey, babe. So that's the thing. And it's hard for us to disconnect from this thing we call a personality. It's very hard for us to disconnect from that. But we do it because how you are around your mother is not the same as how you are around your girlfriends. How you are around your girlfriends is not the same as the way you are around your boss at work. How you are around your boss at work is not the same as how you are around your boyfriend or your husband or your children. So you take on different personas to relate to whoever's in front of you. We do this already. What I'm saying to do is be deliberate about this. If you want a different result, you have to take on another persona. You may have to be a bitch. If you've been walked over, you have to decide, okay, I'm always being used. How do I not be used? You have to become a bitch. You have to become self-centered. You have to put yourself first. And you have to be okay with doing that. You have to be okay with doing that. CJ, you said you running game. I'm running game. I'm not running game. This is life. What is it? Fifth dimension, I think love is loyalty and sacrifice. Loyalty. When you say loyalty, you mean, what does loyalty mean to you? What does loyalty and sacrifice mean to you? Because love, if you're going to go by the definition of love, and you guys really need to get into practice of looking up words, looking up the definition of the words that you use. I'm not talking about the regular definition. I'm talking about the original meaning of words, the etymology, however you call it, of words, so that you have an understanding of what words mean, what you're actually saying. And the word love is literally defined as sexual desire or lust. When you look it up, its origins, it really means passion. I mean, that's all it is. It's not some sort of Mother Teresa kind of shit. It's sort of just, it's just sexual. It means I want to fuck you. Love means I want to make love to you. That's what love literally translates as. And you look up the word, I believe one time I looked up the word slut, and it was defined, I think it comes from all the way back to the 14th or 15th century, and it meant a kitchen maid. That's what the word slut originally meant, was a woman that worked in the kitchen baking bread. How did it go from that to what it means today is crazy. But back then, I guess a woman who worked in the kitchen baking bread all day, in front of a hot stove was undesirable too. She wasn't upper echelon either. So it was probably degrading to call someone a slut back then if she's just working in the kitchen sweating all day. But that was the meaning of it. So we give these words meaning that they don't really mean. And a lot of people don't know what love is. When you ask them what it is, they really can't define it. They really can't define it. All love is sexual desire. That's all it is. Sexual desire. And that's easy. Leon, you said loyalty is not a feminine trait. Ask Chris Brown. Loyalty is not a feminine trait. We're more loyal than men. You might beg to differ, but we're definitely more loyal than men. Women get corrupt. You know when women get corrupt? And women get heartless when they start having sex with men. Before a woman has sex with a man, she's very agreeable. She's very loving. She's very fair. She's all the qualities that you guys claim that you want before she starts fucking men. And once she starts her sexual career and she gets that first man who breaks her heart, that first motherfucker who breaks her heart, she changes. She changes. And why does she change? Because now her life is threatened. When you get your heart broken, it's like your life is threatened. It's like someone's trying to kill you. When you get that first heartbreak, it feels like you are dying. And you're changed forever. Changed forever. How many of you guys on this live have been with virgin women that you are no longer with? Guaranteed you messed her up. Guaranteed. We are emotionally stable. We are giving. We are loving. We are all these things before we start having sex. And then you have to change. Because when he walks out on you, you now have to repair your heart. You now have to be on guard because you don't want to get your heart broken again. You realize now that a person can say things that they don't mean, and they can do things that appear to be a man who loves you, and it's not true. So you get your first taste of what deception is the first time you get your heart broken. A woman gets schooled on deception from men. Her first heartbreak does that. Tougher, you said, how about men who are all those things and get their hearts broken? I don't know what to say about that. Why aren't men on these YouTube channels talking about that as a point? I don't hear any of them discussing it. If you guys if so many of you that are so good, then why aren't there channels dedicated to all these so good men that are getting their hearts broken? I don't see any platforms. I don't see any crusades. I don't see any grassroots efforts concerning all of these good men. Where are you guys congregating at? Where's your meetups? I don't see it. I don't see it. So I don't have anything to say about it. Yada said men are never any of those things. Well, I don't know. I don't know. But this is real. I got 46 people in here. I need to get 46 likes on this live. Y'all stop playing now. Stop playing. Support a sister. Leon said they do, but it's still more women than men, so we good. Where are they at? Drop the channels here. If they're around, drop their channels right here so we can go and support all these good men who are campaigning and supporting other good men. I'd love to go to their channels and give them a shout and my kudos and hand clap and all of that. I would love to do that. Eden says, just because there are exceptions to a rule doesn't mean the rule doesn't apply. What do I always say? Anything is possible. Anything is possible, but what are the probabilities? If you've been hurt before, the probability of you being hurt again expands. Anything that happens more than once in your life, there's a groove now in your mind, there's a groove now in your heart, there's a groove there. It's a permanent scar there. You may be healed, but there's a scar there, and it can easily be reopened at any time. That's the issue. That's the problem. Bro man said women's idea of good and men idea of good is different. Yeah, yeah, that's true. When boredom sets in, I support healthy relationships, but it's not only for men, it's for us, but it's mixed with my gaming content. I don't know what that means. 7:30 said, I can't live peaceful when you in another man's kingdom that he conquered, America, while you're his most hated person. You'll never find peace under his power. Uh, those are issues, aren't they? Those are issues. And it would be nice if our men would be motivated to come together and create industry and I don't know, factories, whatever businesses, so that women don't have to go outside of who looks like us to go to work. It would be nice if men would concentrate their energies on doing it. But of course, there's always, well, we can't do this and we can't do that, and the white man has his foot on our neck, and incarceration rates, and there's all sorts of justifications for why we don't have things put together as black people. But the thing is, you want understanding from black women. You want understanding for your excuses from black women, and it's how do you do that? How do you be a king when you're not? How can you be a king of your household when you're working for someone else as a man? When you're punching a clock for the man that you say is the devil, how do you refute him? You're going there every day, and at the same time you're calling this place, devil's land, Babylon, whatever you want to call it. And everybody from all over the world come here. They come here to build themselves up. And this is your land, and you piss on your own land. You piss on your own land. How do you do that? Mary said, we have excuses all day long. Yeah. Yeah. We have too many excuses. Listen, anything can be justified. Anything can be justified. But after it being justified, we still have to act. We still have to do something. That's the thing. Our relationships are more important to our communities than we know. We work with youth for 18 years, and now I'm with the grown folks. Just wow. Yeah, yeah. It's our children need to see successful families, need to see capable, loving families, so that they don't grow up thinking that this is an irreality to have a black man who's at home and wants to take care of his kids. Women in their 20s feel that black men don't want them. And I talk to women in their 20s, and they feel like black men no longer want them, no longer willing to marry them. They'll marry the Armenians like Kanye did with Kim, and that sort of thing. But they feel like their chances of getting with a man who's willing to make that sacrifice is slim to none. You know? That's what they feel. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And this is a reverb going on now. And it's habitually stated. You go to these YouTube channels and that's all they talk about. And the more you hear it, the more you think it is true. And I stand over here saying that I feel that we can come together and have successful relationships. I don't feel that black men are these vile creatures that we can't build with. I would never say that, because I come from a black father. That would mean I would have to denounce him too. My father raised me. I didn't come from a broken home. So my perspective on things are it could work. It could work if you're interested in it working. If you keep the noise and the distractions out here to a minimum, it can work. But today we have so much choice, and with choice comes restlessness. It's you always looking over your shoulder for something new, the next new phone, the next upgrade, the next this, the next that, instead of nourishing and nurturing what you have in your hands, what you have at home. People are just not satisfied. People are not satisfied. That's right. Black love. We can have black love. We can have black love. And again, I don't refute any woman that feels she has to go to outside of her race for romance and companionship. You know, I'm in support of wherever you're going that gives you the results that you want. What I'm saying is we can love one another. We can love one another. We can. It's not impossible. Leon said, great liberator, a good make woman feel good channel. Amri be caping hard. I don't know what. Amri capes hard for who? I don't know what that means. We need to get off the supervision and get our grind on. Black man thriving in and black woman in her body. Yeah, we need to do that. Get on the grind and stop with the excuses. We have professional whiners, professional bitchers, professional looking for the flaw, looking for why you can't. We are in America, people. If you cannot do it here, you can't do it anywhere. I'm a product of immigrants, so I know this firsthand. If you cannot do it here, it's not going to happen anywhere. Nowhere. A lot of black men use demeaning, defiling women as a way, feeling that their way to manhood, about our flaws and everything, and they have big platforms. And a lot of men, their videos go, and a lot of men support them because they feel frustrated. A lot of these men support this kind of dialogue about bashing women, black women in general, because they themselves are frustrated with their own existence. Because if you're an accomplished man, if you are satisfied with your life, you're not going to have time to be complaining like women complain. We are complainers. We are the ones that state problems for men to fix. This is our role. We're supposed to complain. We're supposed to pull your coattail. We're supposed to tell you when you're screwing up. We are your conscience. A woman is a man's conscience. Because on his own, he can't discern between right or wrong unless he has a good woman on his arm to say, you know, jacked up right there. You need to tighten up. You need to get better. That's our role. We are supposed to complain so you can invent some shit to solve our problems. That's what we're here to do. So when men take on that role of complaining, I'm like, okay, so what is the result here? Because you're supposed to solve problems. How are you now taking on the role of complaining like we're like complaining, bitching, and moaning like us? Like women. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. Doesn't make any sense. The effeminization of men. The I'm getting in, you want men in touch with their feelings kind of thing. And it's a mess. It's not helping us. Greetings, Angelique. It's not helping us. Who will solve our problems but men? This is what men are supposed to do. But because we have technology now, men are becoming more obsolete and more unnecessary because technology is taking over where men used to fix things and create things to make our lives easier. Technology is now doing it. Computers are now doing what a man's job. So they are becoming more unnecessary. And this is why women say, I don't need a man, and I don't need a man, and I don't need a man. We're living in very unnatural times. Very unnatural times. Tougher, you said, almost like a rite of passage among us black men. We have what I term struggle competitions. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Salima said, I'm starting to think it's black American men. I'm not involved with one, but the black men from other countries seem better to treat women better. You know, you know how many women I know say this? That men from other countries seem to have a more grasp on the value of women, and they come with more manners and respect than American men. I mean, for the most part, American men are complaining about American women in general, not even black, but American men in general are saying women from other countries are better. They're not as lazy as American women, and that sort of thing. So they go to these little third world countries, these hole in the wall spots where women outnumber men, and they do the mail order bride stuff, and they get them a nice looking maid, bring her back over here, and then when she gets Americanized, he's wondering, well, you know, he's having buyer's remorse. Once she gets over here and she gets a couple of girlfriends and they tell her, you ain't got to do all what you're doing, and then he meets his fate anyway. He meets his fate anyway. And that's what it is. You said to treat their women better. Foreign men treat their women better. I don't know. I don't know. Everything is subjective. You know, I've met very dishonorable non-American men, and very honorable non-American men, and so forth. So it's a I would never rule out. I wouldn't rule out anybody at this point, just because they're from a certain part of the country or the planet. I wouldn't assume because someone's out of the United States that they're so cultured and have respect, and I wouldn't assume any of that. You have to see. You have to see. So Roxy said that's why it's important to be equally yoked. Stay away from dramatic women. Roxy, men are not going to stay away from dramatic women, because dramatic women bring passion with them, and men want passion. They don't want what they say they want. All of this, I can sit here and say to you, I can run down my logical list, my well thought out list of what it is I want. But what triggers me and what drives me, like what drives you and anybody else, is what stirs you up emotionally. What gets you mad and what gets you happy are both addictive. You can be addicted to things that piss you off. This is why some people have a hard time breaking away from other people, because it's a passion, a weird sort of warped, perverted passion that this person represents and brings to their lives. They bring the drama and you become addicted to it. So everything is emotionally based. Men like women who give them a hard time. Men who like women who give them a certain level of anxiety. They don't want you to be yes dear, yes dear, yes dear. They say they do. They say they want someone who's compliant. But if they get a woman who's compliant, she's boring. And when you lose a man's attention, he starts looking somewhere else to get that passion, to get that anxiety, to get that make me work for my meat. Make me work for my food. This is what men want. And women who are batshit crazy, give them that. Women who are drama filled, give them work to do. Give them busy work to do. stir emotions. And this is how we're wired. So we can say and what we want all day long, and it's not really what we seek. We seek either someone who supplies us pain that we're familiar with, or pleasure that we're familiar with. This is what we seek. This is why we'll turn down the nice guy. The nice guy with the great job, who doesn't look so good, who listens to you. You go, girl, he all right, but there's no connection. Isn't that what we say? When you say there's no connection, you're saying that there's no passion. You're saying you're not emotional. This guy can't get you emotionally riled up. He can't stimulate you emotionally. This is what we are looking for. At the end of the day, this is what we're looking for. So, I mean, that's it. My phone is about to die, so I'm going to have to wrap up this live. But, I wanted to initially come on here and talk about this porn stuff, because a lot of us feel pressure to perform like what's on screen. And a lot of these men are not truthful about what it is they really like. They're frustrated because they're boxed in and they can't explore their sexualities the they want. And a lot of them are envious of women, because they say, well, women can be with other women and they're not reduced, or they're not frowned upon. There's no negative thing around women who explore their sexuality with other women. And a lot of men are jealous of that. A lot of men are quietly frustrated and jealous of that. And they take it out by being hyper masculine, by doing the whole, porn is what heterosexual men do. No, it's not. It's not. There is nothing heterosexual about holding your penis in your hand and trying to synchronize your ejaculation with a veiny dick man on the screen. There's nothing hetero about that. You're seeing balls and anuses throbbing, this and that, skeeting all over the place, and you saying that's heterosexual? There's nothing heterosexual about porn. Nothing at all. So I say, relax yourself as a woman and don't feel pressured to be these illusionary things, because more times than not, you might be with a man you'll never really be able to satisfy, because he does not really want you. This is the black pill. They got the red pill and the blue pill. My channel, you ladies got to swallow the so that you know how to maneuver yourself, so that you know how to play chess instead of checkers. Thank you, better half. Thank you, better me, for the donation. You know what I mean? Salima said, wow, that's what they do. They're gay. Of course. Of course. But these things are normalized. Again, I don't have nothing wrong with whoever's gay, whoever want what they want. You want what you want. You want what you want. My only gripe is that these men put their foot on women's necks knowing that they want something else. They make demands, unnecessary, illogical demands on women that they're with, knowing that he doesn't really want to be with her. And women live a life of misery, being told that they're unattractive, that no man will ever want them, and all these kind of things that we're told. Meanwhile, he wants dick in his ass. That's the issue that I have. That's the issue I have. So, yeah, so I'm going to have to go because my phone is about to die. But I appreciate all of you. I need 36 likes right now. 36 people on here. I need 36 likes right now. Celestia says the homosexual agenda. You better believe it. You better believe it. There is an agenda going on. Things don't trend for no reason. They don't trend for no reason. We're being talked to. We're being indoctrinated and spoken to subconsciously every day. We're being exposed to a lot of stuff that's slowly being normalized every day. Mark my words, pedophilia is going to be normalized and legalized soon. Now it's not a crime, it's a choice. Legislation is already passed where where if a person who is a pedophile wants to get treatment, it is their choice to get treatment to reform themselves because they're saying this is just another lifestyle. So things, as things progress, so-called progress, because it moves slowly, we think it's just a natural progression of life, but it's all an agenda. It's all an agenda. You know, it's all an agenda. But, we can do what we want to do. Again, I'm not against anybody who wants to do that lifestyle. It's the deception that comes with it. It's living deceptively and causing heartache and unnecessary stress with women that these men know they don't want to be with. You have children with, babies, you're having babies and creating lives with women you really don't want to be with. It's unfair. It's unfair. So I'm about to, it's saying low battery. I really gotta go. Maybe I'll do a part 2 on this. But I thank you all for coming and donating, liking, and sharing, and all of that. And I'll talk to you soon. All right, you guys, much love. Don't do anything bad this weekend. And make sure you use protection. And make sure whoever you screw, ladies, that he likes you and that he shows that he likes you. Don't have sex with any man that doesn't like you. Don't do that this weekend. Please don't do that this weekend. Don't lick balls and sweat and mucus and shit out his ass. Don't lick his asshole out and swallow sperm and all of that stuff this weekend for nothing. That's all I ask you to do. Keep that in mind, Keep that in mind. Don't lick snot for nothing. Get your bag. All right, I'm out.